Hello everybody, Skin Deep Beauty Vlogger here. I hope you're all really well. As you can probably tell by my appearance, today is another first impressions video. Today I'm going to be reviewing another foundation. I do my first impressions videos sort of alternating between high-end and drugstore. Last one that I did was the drugstore review of the Revlon Nearly Naked foundation and powder. I will link that along with any other first impressions reviews that I've done in the bar below, so do check those out if they're of interest. I recently reviewed a Clarins foundation. It was the Ever Matte foundation, but I had a request on Twitter to see if I could do a review of the Clarins Extra Comfort foundation, which is their new one, so that's what today's review is going to be of. So apologies that I'm doing Clarins again, but as I said, I had a request and I do like Clarins as a brand, so more than happy to do that. This is the Extra Comfort foundation, as I said. It's actually a really expensive foundation, so hopefully it'll be useful for me to do a first impressions review and demonstration for you, because it's always good to know before forking out £35 on a foundation if it's going to be any good. So I'm going to apply this onto my face, give you my first impressions on how it applies, and then I'll check in throughout the day with my thoughts and then round up at the end of the day with an overall opinion and also compare it to the claims of the company as well. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. I've scraped my hair back. It comes in the signature red Clarins box. I've got the shade 103 and I was sent this for review, so I'm not entirely sure if this is going to suit me, but I did have shade 103 in the last foundation that I reviewed from Clarins and that seemed to work well as a colour match. It's SPF15 and it's described as an anti-aging foundation which replenishes and illuminates. So maybe that's why it's a little bit more expensive, because it's got those sort of anti-aging skincare benefits in it. I'm not too sure. It comes in a tub which looks nice. It's almost got like a vintagey feel, but I really don't like jars as a presentation method in general. Highly mirrored lid, and then it's got this sort of stopper in the top. And this is what the foundation looks like. It looks sort of like a nice creamy texture, but not too rich looking at it. I think the colour match will work. I don't like the scent. Oh, I don't know what that smells of. It's very strong. It almost smells like hair removal cream. The scent is very strong. I think it's actually quite similar to the Ever Matte foundation scent, but for some reason it's really bothering me in this, maybe because I'm getting a full hit of it with it being in the jar. I always apply my foundation with a brush, so I'm going to be using the Coastal Scents buffing brush from my set. I overall haven't been too impressed with that set, but I do like this brush, so I'm going to be using this to apply it with. I normally put foundation on the back of my hand and dot the brush in and put it around my face, but because of this awkward jar packaging, which I really don't think is very hygienic, I certainly don't want to be dipping my brush in there, so I guess I'm going to dot it around my face and then put it on. So let's see how we go. It's meant to be a medium to full coverage, so I have no idea how much to apply. I'm just switching fingers so that I'm not going back in the same finger. I really don't like this packaging. I don't think it's hygienic. And I think it's quite messy as well. Right. I guess I'll just wipe that off on my face. Right, let's get going. Buff that into the skin. I've got my mirror down here, so excuse me if I'm looking down a bit. I don't have, I should probably put some books underneath it or something so it rises up a bit. But I don't want to get it in the camera. It feels very cooling on application, which is nice and soothing. Certainly does seem to be a good coverage. I haven't got any active breakouts at the moment, it's just my acne scarring that I'm wanting to cover. But I mean, I don't like to sort of cake on the foundation as a coverage method. I more use foundation to even out my skin tone, and then I go in with concealer to top up any areas where I need extra help. I think I've used about the right amount, actually, dotting it around my face like that. And I think because it's sort of a hydrating formulation, you don't have to work too quickly once you've dotted it around your face, so I guess that's sort of one plus point, but I really would rather it wasn't in that jar. I mean, it looks nice, but it's just not functional. It's messy and unhygienic. But if you watch my channel regularly or follow my blog, then you'll know that I don't like jar packaging for anything. I'm going to take this down my neck just out of habit, but I think it's a fairly good colour match. It really is a strong scent. So my friend's just texted me to say she's watching my video, so that's funny that I'm filming one now. Yeah, it really is a strong scent, so if you don't like scent in your products, or maybe if you've got very sensitive skin, then this may not be for you. But obviously, because it's on a counter, you could probably go and ask them for a sample first, or get them to apply it to you in store and see how you go. It's definitely giving a dewy finish, so if you've got oily skin, you probably may not like this. It does feel hydrating. Right, I think that's really, it's buffed in. I don't know why I keep buffing it, really. It's more than buffed in. I'm not too sure what I make of this so far. I think it's a good colour match. As I said, it felt soothing on application, blended very easily. The coverage is nice. It's a very dewy finish. Yeah, I'm a bit on the fence. I'm going to go and apply the rest of my makeup. I am going to put some powder on because I have been wearing powder on a daily basis at the moment, but I forgot to say that I don't think I mentioned that I prepped my skin just with moisturiser, a bit of eye cream and lip balm, which is how I always prep my skin. So no primer or anything, just to give this a fair test, but I will be applying powder just because I have been wearing that recently, and so it will be like a true comparison for me to see how it wears. I'll probably just take it down my T-zone, but I'll let you know. I'll go and apply the rest of my products and see if I have any further thoughts once I've done so. Okay, so I've applied the rest of my makeup, and I have to say that I'm really liking this foundation so far. It feels incredibly comfortable to wear, and I think it's because of those hydrating benefits. And I was impressed at how smoothly the rest of my makeup applied. You know, I always think, oh, my makeup applies really nicely anyway with any foundation, but I really did notice that everything just sort of sunk into the skin beautifully. I've been using, say, a cream blusher, and my concealer applied particularly well, and it was really easy to blend. So I'm actually liking it after being a little bit on the fence when I was applying it. So still hate the packaging. I mean, as soon as I've put this little stopper back on, it's sort of squirting out around the edges, looking quite messy already. But other than that, I'm liking this. I kind of didn't really want to like it. I like Clarins, but I do think £35 is a hell of a lot of money for a foundation. But I think because of these hydrating benefits, if you suffer from dry skin, or particularly going into winter, that this could be a really good choice for some people. So I would check back in throughout the day and let you know how I'm getting on. The time now is 11:20. I've got quite a few errands to run today, so I'll really be putting this foundation to the test, and I will be checking in and letting you know how I feel that it's holding up. Hello everyone, it is just gone 3:30, and so I've been wearing the foundation for a few hours, and I thought that I would check back in and let you know what I'm thinking so far. First up, I cannot believe how comfortable this feels on the skin. It feels like I'm wearing nothing. My skin feels hydrated. It just feels lovely, and it really has retained that sort of dewy finish. Sometimes that can sort of wear out throughout the day or break down. I have noticed a little bit of wear around my chin. It's not sort of lasting quite so long, but overall I really am enjoying this foundation a lot more than I expected, and annoyingly so, because I really didn't think I was going to like this, and I was sort of, I like to give a fair test, but I was being quite cynical because it's such an expensive foundation. I haven't noticed any oxidization, and overall I'm really impressed. I think the colour's a pretty good match. I bumped into some friends while I was out and about running some errands, and I always like to ask people's opinion if I see anyone that I know, sort of, oh, have you noticed anything different? What do you think? They were actually shopping for some makeup, and so they were asking me what I use, and they were like, oh, you obviously aren't wearing anything now, but what would you go for? So I think it probably is a little obvious that I'm wearing something certainly to me, but they didn't seem to think that it was. So I guess you could say it's got quite a skin-like finish, and I guess that's because of the sort of dewy skincare ingredients. You know, it has got a nice finish to it. I really like it, and I'll check back in at the end of the day. I'm not going to be doing a sort of full day. I started this off a little bit later, and it is getting dark quite early now. It's that time of year, and I always film in natural light, so this is going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but overall, hopefully I'll still be able to give you a fair opinion, and overall so far I'm enjoying it. Hello everybody, it's Skin Deep Beauty Vlogger here, coming with my final thoughts of the day at 10 to 6. The Blush Beauty has just liked one of my Instagram photos, sorry. But thank you for liking it if you're watching. Light is fading fast. Time has flown by today. I don't know where the day has gone. So hopefully the lighting will hold out just for the remainder of this video. But I wanted to check in with my final thoughts on the Clarins Extra Comfort Foundation. Nearly forgot the name of it there. Overall, I'm really, really impressed. I have started to notice somewhere around my chin area, which is where I'm a little bit oily. It's where I get my most oiliness, is around my chin. So that's slightly unsurprising that it's wearing off first there. I tend to notice that with any product. Overall though, I'm really, really, really impressed with this foundation. It feels very natural and skin-like. It looks very natural and skin-like, despite the fact that it has got a good coverage. The only downside that I can see is the packaging, which I think is unhygienic, messy. It may look nice, but I would much rather it be in something other than this sort of awkward jar. But this could very quickly become my everyday foundation. Really, really like it. It's really expensive, so that would kind of put me off repurchasing it, because my holy grail is the HD foundation by Makeup Forever, which is cheaper than this. But I will certainly use this up, and I may in future repurchase it. Certainly if you've got drier skin, maybe more mature skin, then I think you would love this foundation. Those with oily skin, this isn't necessarily going to be for you in terms of the wear and in terms of the finish. The light's really fading. But on the whole, I've been so, so impressed. So what I'm going to do is read the Clarins claims, both on the box and on the website, and then I will tell you whether I agree with those claims or not. Oh, it's so dark in here that I can... It's really dark in here, I can barely see to read it. Extra Comfort Foundation SPF 15. So it does contain an SPF, so I would use this as an everyday option as opposed to as a night out one when there may be flash photography and may cause some flashback. Extra Comfort Foundation SPF 15 offers real skincare benefits in addition to the even coverage of a foundation. I would agree, I feel that it's given me even coverage. I think any foundation is going to give you even coverage, to be honest. And in terms of the wear, it has worn off first on my chin, but that's to be expected, that's where I'm most oily. I can't really comment on the skincare benefits after wearing it for a day, but out of all the companies, I really do love Clarins skincare. So, you know, if you are looking to get skincare benefits from your foundation as well, which it's good, I think, you know, the main place that you should be getting your skincare benefits is from your skincare regime, but always good to have an extra helping hand, and I would certainly trust Clarins in that regard. Its rich, non-oily texture hydrates and nourishes the skin while minimising visible signs of ageing. Yeah, I would say I haven't really noticed it settling into maybe the fine lines here. When I talk, sometimes foundation can settle, but really I haven't got very visible signs of aging just yet, but it has felt very comfortable and hydrating on the skin throughout the day. Thanks to Clarins' exclusive global age-defying complex, it makes me laugh when brands come out with jargon like that. Extra Comfort Foundation helps smooth fine lines and wrinkles while enhancing supple skin. Organic argan oil nourishes the skin and leaves it feeling soft and comfortable all day long. That sums it up for me. That is exactly how I would describe this. My skin does feel soft and it feels comfortable. It has felt comfortable throughout the day. This really does feel very skin-like. It literally just feels like you're wearing a moisturiser on your face. Balanced hydration helps the skin reflect light better. Anything would do that. Your complexion appears even and luminous, so any foundation is going to help even out the skin tone, but yeah, I would say that it has got a sort of dewy finish, not sort of overly shiny, but it definitely leaves a dewy finish, and and I think that looks sort of very youthful and healthy. I really do like the effect of this. It says it's a satin finish. Yeah, I suppose I could see that it could be satin. I would say more on the dewy side, but yeah. Medium to full coverage, again I would agree with that, and I liked that it was buildable. I didn't really feel the need to build it up to full coverage. I just went with the sort of initial application, which I liked. I felt that it blended very easily. Perhaps it blended better because of those sort of skincare ingredients, you know, the hydration. I certainly felt that when I was applying my other products, such as my concealer and my cream blush, that they sort of really did blend very nicely and effortlessly into the skin, and it was a joy to apply my other products. Suitable for all skin types, anti-pollution protection, non-comedogenic, so it's not going to clog the pores. Obviously you still need to remove it at the end of the day. Dermatologist tested, SPF15. It has got dimethicone in it, so in fact it's the second, there's quite a lot of dimethicones in and various silicones, but it hasn't irritated my skin today. I mean, I know it's only one day. I noticed that a lot with the Evermatte foundation as well, and I haven't had any problems with that. I have continued using it. For my skin and the effect that I like, I prefer this to the Evermatte. Do check out my review of that, because I sort of talk a little bit more about the scent. For example, at the beginning I know that I mentioned that this does have the same scent as the Evermatte, and I don't know if I actually said what that's like, and I would say it's almost like a cucumber melon, very fresh scent. It did bother me a little more in this, and I think that's because it was in the jar and it was a bit more overwhelming when I first applied it. But I've never had any problems with that breaking me out, so I wouldn't expect this to either. Comparing it with what the website says, it does appear to only be available in like less than 10 shades, which I don't think is great, particularly for a high-end foundation. For the amount of money you're going to be spending on this, I really would like to see a wider range. I really would like to see a wider range of shades available. Having said that, because it's a high-end brand, they're going to have a counter available most likely near you. You know, they're pretty widespread, Clarins, so you can go and get colour matched, maybe ask for a sample and see how you get on with it first. That will help in terms of the colour match, but also because it is a pricey foundation and you want to know if it's going to be for you or not. From what I can see online, it's available in 9 shades, so really pretty poor Clarins. I think Revlon tend to have more shades in their range, so I would much rather see this in a broader range of shades. I would say that this is a pretty neutral undertone one, but it's hard to tell, and I don't really remember noticing anything in particular when I was first applying it. I think I was more disturbed by the fact that it was in a jar. But for me, it was a good colour match, so, you know, that's in... just personally, that was a positive for me. Let's see if the website says anything different. I think it seems to be pretty much the same. It says that it's a treatment foundation that illuminates the complexion and nourishes the skin. I would agree with those things. As I said, can't comment on the long-term skincare benefits, but today it felt very comfortable to wear. It says that it's new, as I said. Its exclusive anti-aging formula plumps, moisturizes and nourishes the skin deep down with a combination of organic argan oil and the global age-defying complex. Okay, we've already discussed that. I really do think that this would be good as an anti-aging, not necessarily as an anti-aging foundation, but I think people with mature skin would love this. I know that my mum would adore it, and you know, I really liked it as well, and I think anyone with even sort of drier skin, maybe as a winter foundation option, this really would be a good choice. And you know, I'm really raving about it because I have really enjoyed wearing it today, and we'll see how I get on. Maybe it might even be in my monthly favourites, that we'll see if I sort of stick to it throughout the month. But so far this is a rave review despite the high price, and that really is the only thing that I have a problem with. And you know, £35 for 30ml, that's more than £1 per ml. It's really pricey, and I just don't know if I could justify repurchasing it, but it is a nice product and I do really like it. Just read quickly for you. It's getting darker and darker, this is getting a bit ridiculous. The skin instantly feels suppler and more comfortable, I would agree with that. Wrinkles and fine lines are smoothed, and the complexion is left glowing with youth. It's my complexion getting reflection from my laptop, I think it is. On the whole, this is a rave. If you've got £35 to spend on a new foundation, if you're looking for a great winter foundation, if you have dry skin or mature skin, then I would definitely recommend this. Even normal skin, but I think that even though it says that it's suitable for all skin types, I don't think that those with very oily skin would like it. I would certainly recommend getting a sample before forking out the money if you've got oily skin, because I'm not too sure that it would be for you. I hope that you found this review useful. Do let me know which other reviews you'd like me to do for first impressions in the comments below, and let me know if you've tried the Clarins foundations, either this one or any of the others, which one your favourite is. I'd love to check out some more. And if you've enjoyed this and you're not already subscribed, then please do so with the button just below. I hope the lighting hasn't been too bad towards the end. But thank you so much for bearing with me and for watching all the way through if you have, and I will see you all soon. Bye!